Hey guys, how's it going? Today let's look at two different video headsets. I've always been into these kind of gadgets and electronics. Since I was like in university I had one of these. But today let's look at two of the recent ones that came out. These are not VR headsets, so I'm not talking about the Oculus Rift, by the way. This is the Vuzix iWear video headphones. These ones connect to any HDMI input, and it will basically display like a virtual theater, if you will. So that's one of these. The other one we're going to look at is the Avegant Glyph, which uses kind of different technology. So the Vuzix uses actual lens and stuff inside of the headset to display the images, whereas this one uses micro projectors like DLP inside of the headset to display the images. So we're going to unbox these two and then find out how they compare. Alright, so let's unbox the Vuzix first. Let's take a look. This is the Vuzix iWear video headphones, HD 3D wearable display for gaming, movies, mobile entertainment, and virtual reality. So this one can do VR, although I doubt it's going to be as good as the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive, since those are dedicated VR headsets. This one is more for gaming and entertainment. Now I've done headsets before, like the Sony HMD headset, so I'm going to compare these two headsets and see how much better they are, or if they're even as good as the Sony HMD. Alright, we have this supports HDMI, is capable of 3D video, so just like the Sony HMD T3 and T1, capable of that. Equivalent to watching home theater 125-inch screen viewed at 10 feet, much like the Sony. And then it has some VR functionality as well, so some head tracking, although I don't think it's going to be as good as the Oculus. It's going to be pretty primitive, but we'll see how much on that. Okay, what are the specs on here? We have two 1 million color HD displays, so we have two 720 displays basically. That is well, I think that's what it was on the Sony HMD as well. Okay, 55-degree diagonal field of view, 16:9 widescreen, 24-bit true color. Then we have 3D video capabilities. Then we have head tracking, if it's there. HDMI, USB connectors, input resolution up to full HD. I wonder if you have input resolution higher than that, what happens? Sure. Connects to anything with an HDMI output, basically. Anything that's HDMI capable, you can connect up to this, whether it be a drone, tablet, game console, PC, mobile phone, whatever have you. Let's see. Okay, optional dynamic camera, iWear. What do we get? iWear connector, immersive light shield. Okay, let's just open up, find out what we have inside. Okay, this is actually one of those sleeves that you have to slide out like this, and it's on there pretty tight. Alright, got it, and it's a very, very green box. Alright, let's see. Without the box, what we get. Okay, so we have the main headset right here in the box. I guess that's how I can show you guys. Alright, so we have a carrying pouch, Vuzix. They've been in business for a while now, I believe, since the 90s actually. So they're a pretty established company for headsets. They've actually supplied headsets to the US military before. Although this is my first headset by them. I've tried headsets by MyView, which is an old company that used to make headsets back in the mid-2000s, and I've tried Sony, of course. So anyways, first time I used a headset by them, but they've had a long history of headsets. And then we have the headset itself. Very, very green. Whoops. Alright, Vuzix iWear. And they have built-in headphones. Something that the Sony HMD T3 had was removable headphones. They had headphones, but they were more like earbuds, and you can actually supply your own. So it looks like the Vuzix has these built-in giant ones, similar to the Oculus Rift. And we have HDMI USB connectors right here. Alright. Ooh. Okay, so then we have the two 720p displays inside there, right? And then on the left ear cup, we have different controls. We have, let's see, not sure, this might be an input switch control. Volume. This, not too sure. Maybe it looks like 3D. And then contrast, I mean brightness settings. You can adjust this. So if you have larger head than other people, you can adjust for a fit. And yeah, it's the headset itself. I will show you guys my impressions of the headset later, but that's what it is right now with this little backing thing as well. Alright, let's see what else. What else we got here? This immersive light shield, which Vuzix has provided in their products for many years, although I don't know why they just wouldn't include it built in. I mean, why wouldn't you want your headset to be immersive, right? Or as immersive as possible. Here we have looks like an adapter. Power this headset. I didn't know that. Maybe this does require an adapter. I thought this was supposed to be really portable though. You can use it on an airplane and stuff, so I don't know why this is needed. If it needs an adapter, then it certainly isn't portable. It should be running on batteries. Or powered by your HDMI source actually. Okay, what's under here? Okay. What we have here is yep, yeah, the warranty and some very basic setup. Yep, that's about it. Download user guide. I guess you had to go to the internet to actually download the actual user guide. Maybe they're too cheap to actually print it. You have to go and download it. Alright, charge, connect to HDMI, adjust to fit, play, controls, enjoy. Pretty simple. Okay, I'll let you guys know my impressions of this after I go and download that user guide. But anyways, that is the unboxing with this massive foam covering here. Carrying pouch. Okay, that is the Vuzix iWear. Well, the unboxing of it anyway. Okay, so now that we did the Vuzix iWear unboxing, let's do the Avegant Glyph Founders Edition. This is actually a project I supported on Kickstarter 2 years ago. They finally made it. The technology is a little bit different than the Vuzix iWear and the Sony HMD. This one uses what Avegant calls retinal imaging technology to deliver. Basically, they have a projector inside this headset that delivers it straight to what they call your retina, but it actually is basically a mini projector inside of there to focus focus the image. So I'm going to actually see how this is different than the Vuzix iWear, because that one is just a traditional display, traditional lens with the resolution on it, and this one is projector. So we'll see how they are different, which one is actually has a better display. Okay, certainly less technical specs than on the Vuzix iWear back, but we have some basic specs here. Okay, resolution 720p per eye, exactly the same as the Vuzix iWear, by the way. Aspect ratio 69, exactly the same. Field of view 40 degrees, that one was 50 degrees. Micro HDMI is input, not full HDMI, micro HDMI. We don't have any VR capabilities on this one, so no head tracking. Maybe that's because Vuzix is a bigger company. Avegant is a small company, doesn't really have that many resources. This one is unique in that it can be used for audio only, like a pair of headphones. So it has some audio specs here, like the frequency response, dynamic range, and we have the battery here. Yep, and I will compare the weight of them later after I try them out. This one exactly the same box, the kind of box that you had to slide this out, which I don't really like. It's really hard to do this without damaging the cover on it. Come on. Okay, I have to shimmy it through. Alright. Alright, done. Okay, let's see what's inside this puppy. Oh. There we go. Alright. Open it up and see what we get. Accessories at the front. We have micro HDMI cable, micro USB cable, carrying pouch, just like the Vuzix. A bunch of different nose pads here, which is really nice that they accommodated different noses. So that would be cool. If you know, some people have bigger noses than others. This is some kind of headband, I believe. Looks like some kind of headband. Then you have the instruction manual right here. Yep, instruction manual. Both of these cost about the same, by the way. This is also around 500 bucks, so it's about the same. So it's a pretty fair comparison to compare these two. Here's the Avegant Glyph itself. I have nothing else. The Avegant Glyph itself, as you can see, it looks much more less of a headset than the Vuzix iWear does. Compare it with the Vuzix iWear. Okay, I mean, look at this, right? This one looks straight up like a headset, like Oculus Rift, straight up like something out of Star Trek, right? This one looks more like a pair of headphones, like a pair of Beats. Yeah, it's actually pretty nicely designed. I like it. This one definitely more contemporary in design. These are the what they call retinal imaging technology, but it's actually a pair of mini projectors inside of there. You can adjust the focus, I believe. These are diopters. You can adjust it. So if you're nearsighted like me, then if you wear glasses, then you can adjust this. Take off your glasses, and if your eyesight isn't too bad, I think you can just use this to adjust your eyesight here to compensate. So I think, yeah, if you wear glasses, this should accommodate you. Okay, what do we have here? We have micro USB slot, micro HDMI, headphone jack for another pair of external headphones. I'm not sure why they would have that. Maybe they do allow a different pair of headphones. Power switch here. Not sure that I think this supports 3D. I believe Avegant said they support 3D as well, but not VR. So unlike the Vuzix supports VR. This one doesn't, but they both support 3D, and they're both around the same resolution, but they use different imaging technology. This one uses micro projectors. This one uses traditional lens. So yeah, I'm gonna actually try these on for a few movies or games, and I'll let you guys, I'll tell you guys what you think, since I can't exactly record what is in, well, maybe, yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to record what's actually inside these guys. So let me give you my impressions after a few games and movies. But yeah, that is the unboxing of the Avegant Glyph. As you can see, a lot more contemporary looking than the Vuzix iWear is too. So, yep. Alright guys, so I've played around with both these headsets for a few days, and I'm ready to give you my opinion on what I think about them. There's basically pros and cons of each, and I'm also going to compare them with the Sony HMD T3 headset, which I also did a video on a few years ago, and show you the differences. First of all, both these headsets retail for $500, so the same price, and they're not VR headsets really, so you can't compare them to the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive or PlayStation VR, because those are VR headsets. They have to be connected to your computer in order to do something, whereas these don't need to be connected necessarily to a computer. These take in any HDMI input, so whether it be a camcorder, a camera, or like PlayStation game console, TV, computer, Blu-ray player, pretty much almost anything that has a HDMI output, these can connect to. So they're mostly for media and entertainment only. Now compared to my Sony headset, that needed a separate HDMI kind of signal processor unit and then connected to the mains power. So that wasn't really portable. They advertised that one as wireless, but it wasn't really wireless. You needed to carry on a separate like pack, basically, like HDMI processor pack with you all the time, and it was really annoying, and it was really big and bulky and stuff. But that was the best headset we had 3 years ago. Right, the picture quality was pretty good. That was probably the best picture quality you can get on a headset back then. But now times have changed. Now you have really portable headsets. You don't need to be connected to a mains power. You don't need a separate HDMI processor unit or something. You have pretty good picture quality now just by itself. You can use these on an airplane, on a train, a bus, without having to plug into a mains power, which is really, really important. So these are really portable. We're going to talk about the Vuzix iWear first. So Vuzix has been making headsets for a long time. This is basically the latest, and retails for $500. I've shown you some of the functions in the unboxing video, but just to go over them again, you have the equalizer here, the left ear cup. You have all the functions and controls here. The equalizer button, volume up and down. You have a mute button for the microphone. There's a microphone on here as well. 3D mode. So both these headsets are capable of 3D. If you have a 3D Blu-ray, 3D game, any 3D input source, you can toggle that 3D mode. Then you have brightness up and down, and then you have the power button down here. And this one has head tracking as well. So this one can do a little bit of VR. It's not really technically a VR headset, but it can do a little bit because it's actually part of the OS VR Alliance, which is started by Razer. So it's kind of like an open source VR kind of thing, but don't expect it to be like the Oculus or the Rift or the Vive. You know, those are actually really dedicated VR headsets. Alright, and I also have the immersive light shield, which also, you know, the Sony one had, but I don't have to manually install it. I don't like to manually install these things, but for some reason, you know, Vuzix has these immersive light shields that you have to manually put on, and I don't really like that. But anyways, they're in. Both these displays are roughly 720p equivalent, and for each eye. And yeah, how you would connect it is this ear cup has a cable connected to it, and then you can use that cable to connect to any input source. Let's see. So say I have like this PlayStation TV here, which can play PlayStation Vita games. What I have to do is this cable that comes from the iWear can connect, has basically three inputs on this cable here. One is the AC adapter that you plug in to recharge the battery. That's how you recharge the battery here, rechargeable battery. It is portable, but you do have to recharge it like you get about 4 or 5 hours of use if you don't. Yeah, so per charge you get 4 or 5 hours of use, then you recharge it. And then you have a USB to connect to a computer. And then you have HDMI to connect to everything else. So for a PlayStation TV, what you would do is just connect the HDMI like that. Now this one doesn't have any diopter adjustments, so I'm wearing glasses. So for those of you who are nearsighted like me wearing glasses, you don't need to take them off. You just put your face right in, it's fine, there's room. So I'm going to put my face in, and you would start up the headset like that. Then you have a strap that goes over your head, and you can adjust it like that. Then you can see your picture in here. Right? I think the shoulder, right? So yeah, you adjust the head strap on the back to get your fit, and then you can move around like that. And in this case, you can play like your PlayStation Vita or PlayStation TV controls, do some gaming. Once I start up my PlayStation TV, just turn on the headset, and away you go. The signal source will be coming through, and you can see it on the Vuzix iWear inside. So, I've got my glasses on. So what's it like? It's basically like what they advertise is a 100-inch TV viewed from like 55 feet away, and basically you can just think of it as sitting in the middle row, and sitting right in the middle, dead center of a big theater, and the screen that's virtualized right there, the screen that you see inside the Vuzix iWear is actually pretty big, and it's pretty immersive, and I think that's the best thing about the Vuzix iWear is that it's really immersive. You really feel like you're seeing a huge picture in front of you, like a huge theater screen in front of you, and the picture quality is okay. It's similar to the Sony HMD, so the picture quality is similar. It does have surround sound headphones built in, just like the Avegant. They both have these headphones built in, so that's really good touch. This one is pretty big headphones, as you can see, surround sound. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. So this is Vuzix iWear. For my best pro about this is that it's really immersive. The con about this headset is that it's really heavy and you need to adjust a lot to get the right fit. And the picture quality is only okay. It's not really, you know, like super vivid or anything. It's kind of pixelated. You can see the pixels, but the picture is really big. So it is big screen, but you can't see the individual pixels and stuff. But if you put the light shield on here, it does get pretty immersive. So that is the Vuzix iWear. Now the Avegant Glyph, when we talk about this one also same price, $500, by a smaller company. Now Vuzix is a really experienced company. They've been building these headsets for years. Avegant, this is their first product, and what can I say? It's actually pretty impressive. Let's see, go over the controls a little bit. There's a headband here. There is a diopter adjustment here, right here. So for this, you do need to take off your glasses because you can set the diopters here so you can get your right fit. Now if you're really nearsighted, there probably won't be any good fit for you. Just too bad. But for most of us, like -2 to -5, -6, I think will be fine. You can find the right adjustment here to make the picture more clearer. So you had to take off your glasses and then adjust it here. And then you can adjust your nose pads here as well. These are removable. You can put in different replacement nose pads as well. So it's pretty customizable, configurable. And this one can be used in 2 different modes, either audio mode or video mode. So the headset, left ear cup again. The controls are all here. So it's the power on button. This one is to plug in aux cable to basically if you want to listen to some audio only, not video, just audio only, and use this as a headset, you can just plug in that. This is the HDMI input for video, and a micro USB for charging. So this one uses a separate AC adapter charger. This one's just micro USB. You can plug it into anything. Alright, and yeah, if you were to use this as just an audio headset, you press this button here. Actually, you would get rid of this. Pull this out, and then you would push in this things here, and there you push in the little lens here, side here. They're not really lens. This is kind of like a retinal display, so it projects onto your eyes. And then you would wear it kind of like a headset like that. Now, if you want to do video mode, what you would do is connect the. Now, in headset mode, you would plug in an aux jack to listen to your music. In video mode, connect the HDMI, again using the PlayStation TV as an example. Put in here, and then yeah, you just turn on your PlayStation TV and then turn this on, and yeah, it displays it. And I'll do actually get this down again. Put the nose pad on. Alright, now I'm ready to look at it. I'll take my glasses off for this one. Alright, and then yeah, and then it looks kind of like this. So the advantage of this one is that the picture quality is really good. Like compared to the Vuzix iWear, this one looks just okay, just like a normal looking at a TV from pretty far distant, or looking at a movie theater screen from the middle row, middle aisle. Whereas in this one, the picture quality is much more distinct, much more vivid, much more clearer and sharper. Because it's using the retinal imaging technology, projecting it right into your eyes. It's basically like mini projectors, mini like DLP projectors projecting into your eyes. So the picture quality of this is amazing. It's much better than that, much sharper than the Vuzix iWear or the Sony HMD. However, the con of this headset, that I found is that it's not quite as immersive as the Vuzix iWear. So remember what I said about the Vuzix iWear? It's really immersive because the screen is so big, and it really feels like you're in kind of a theater, and you can see like a big picture screen here. In this one, it feels more like the picture is shrunk a little bit, so it's more like this. Instead of Vuzix iWear, it's like this. So it's even though the picture is sharper and clearer, the image is overall is a little bit smaller. So you do see some like black bars around. You do see some like black space basically around it. Whereas in this one, you don't see any black space at all. It's just all screen. Whereas in this one, you don't see, you see a little bit of like blackness around it. So the picture is not as big as the iWear, which means it's not as immersive. So that is the main con of this one. However, I really applaud Avegant for making this one. This is their first time making a product, and they got the video quality already better than the iWear. And Vuzix has had years of experience, so I'm really impressed about that. So yeah, that's my overall observation so far. Which one do you want? Both of these are portable. You can use them on a plane, train, bus, anywhere. The Vuzix is a little heavier. This one takes a little bit more adjustment, a little heavier. This one is much lighter. You can use it as just a headset if you want. And when you wear it, it's much more easier to see what's going on around you. Whereas in this one, you don't really get to see what's going around you. I guess you can take off the immersive light shield. It would help, but still it's pretty bulky, pretty heavy. This one is much more portable, much more not like, they're both kind of comfortable, but this one is definitely much more portable, and you can see more around you. However, not as immersive as the iWear. So it depends on what you want. If you want sharper video quality, really sharp video quality, then I recommend going for the Avegant Glyph. And if you really want an immersive experience, but not necessarily super good video quality, just a really immersive experience, then the iWear is the way to go. So yeah, that's my conclusions. And both these headphones are pretty good, by the way. Both surround sound. Both of these can play 3D. And yeah, if you want immersion, go for the iWear. If you want really good sharp picture quality, go for the Avegant. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. The Vuzix iWear and Avegant Glyph head-to-head comparison after trying them both on for a few days and using them. And yeah, definitely this one more bulkier, more immersive. This one more portable, and image is sharper but not quite as immersive as the iWear. That's it. Thanks for watching.